It's time for Dodger Baseball.
What a catch by Mookie Betts. Another home run for Corey Seager. Another strikeout for Kershaw. A robbery of Tatis score. Will Smith. This is what an ace looks like.
And tag out is Riley, a double play.
Dodgers have won it all in 2020.
And what's going on, Dodgers Nation? Doug McCain here. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMAC_LA. That's at DMAC_LA. Real baseball is coming up next for your Los Angeles Dodgers. Spring training is officially over. It was a good spring training for the Dodgers, but it is time to run it back for your Los Angeles Dodgers. The road to repeat starts Thursday. Dodgers, Rockies, 110 from Coors Field. We're going to be breaking it down all season long, but you know how we get down here on the Dodgers Nation postgame show. Let me know where you represent Dodgers Nation from today. Give me your city. Give me your zip code. We're going to be breaking down games all season long. First show of the season. But let's get right into these comments, guys. It's going to be the biggest years yet for your Los Angeles Dodgers. Where are you repping your boys in blue? We got Ryan O'Ryan Montez. What's up, Doug? What up, Ryan? We got Johnny from the Oxnard 805. Alfonso J. Soto. Who else can't wait for opening day? Alfonso. I can't not only wait for opening day, but opening day with fans in the stands. It is going to be special this year. You saw they upgraded to 33% for Dodger Stadium. Ring day against the Nationals can't come soon enough on April 9th. I'm ecstatic. So I'm very excited, and I can't wait for opening day just like you. Only 2 sleeps left for the Dodgers and opening day. UCLA going to the Final Four. Strike Z. Full disclosure, I'm a Bruin, and I'm extremely excited right now. UCLA is going back to the Final Four. Shout out to Joe Davis for broadcasting the game right there. Big upset by Mick Cronin and the boys over in Westwood. But here we go. Spring's over. It's time for real baseball. What up, Jaggies? We got Tim Rogers. My man, what's up? Go follow SD Dodger Tim, the prospect guru. Hey, if you're not doing this Dodger fandom thing right, unless you're following SD Dodger. Alfonso watching from Mesa, Arizona. Spring Fever from King Yellowman. Anthony King, UC. LA, I love it. Kelly Graham, go Bruins. Hey, man, good job for by both LA schools tonight. The Trojans, they had a great year as well. Tony, me too, Alfonso, so to represent. We got Billy Scott from Inglewood, the 90301. A Sale Loner, yo, Doug, what up from the IE? What up, A Sale Loner? He's a big YouTube fan of the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. You guys should definitely subscribe to the channel over at youtube.com/Dodgers Nation TV. We're going to have everything you want, from analysis to news, rumors, breakdowns, hype videos, you're going to find over on the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. We got Margie Lawrence from Bakersfield at 93306, Travis Harrison, the 801 Salt Lake City, Utah. Yeah, really, we had a show actually a few weeks ago, but this really feels like the first show of the year. So let me know where you represent Dodgers Nation. Look, we'll talk about tonight's game. The Dodgers crushed tons of home runs against the Angels. A lot of bombs again tonight. 4 home runs for the Dodgers, and they look like they're regular season ready. This team is so deep. They have so much talent, and I love what I saw tonight from Dustin May. He went out there. He was named the 5th starter, and tonight he looked like a starter. Didn't have the feel for that breaking ball early on, but the way he commanded his 2-seamer, the way you started to see him grow with that 4-seam fastball, you saw that filthy breaking ball to get Albert Pujols. I thought he was going to retire on the way to the dugout. That's how foolish he made Pujols look, but I think Dustin May, he looks like he is going to fill that role for the Dodgers, and he's only going to get better. He's still so young, but so much potential for Dustin May. I'm telling you, 2021 is going to be the year for Dustin Mania. But we got Simi Valley. We got opening day from Lexi Russell. We got June watching the Dodgers from Fresno, California. Welcome to the show, June. We got Anthony Keene repping the 310 in the Bay Area. I like that. Michael Chavez. What up, Doug? What up, Michael? How you doing? We got Mission from High. I thought that was like we got Liz. They're killing us with anticipation for these opening day ticks. Yeah, there is so much buzz surrounding the Los Angeles Dodgers because, one, no fans in the stands last year at Dodger Stadium, but also everyone wants to be in the house. You want to smell those Dodger dogs, drink those micheladas when the Dodgers are going to be getting their first ring in 32 years. Hey, I want to go. If anyone out there wants to take me to the game, hey, holla at your boy. And I'll be right here doing the post game, but it is going to be good times for Dodger fans to get back in the friendly confines of Chavez Ravine and enjoy that stadium. We're never going to take for granted that stadium ever again because it's a special place, and it feels even more special now because we're never going to forget the first time we stepped foot back into Dodger Stadium after not having the ability to go there for an entire season, a season in which the Dodgers won the World Series. So it's a big year, a full 162 games. We've got fans in the stands. It's only getting better right now, guys. Good times are ahead. We got West Side from King Yellowman. We got Gene, go Bruins. We got Michael from the 818, King Yellowman, Inglewood. We got Angie, go Blue over on Facebook. We got Dave, hey, from San Pedro, the 90731. What's up, Dave? Ray Bar Simeon, hey, Doug, sup? Finally checking in again after a while to the best Dodgers show in town. What up, Ray Bar Simeon? He's a day one here on the Dodgers Nation postgame show, and my man Ray Bar Simeon got some serious ink. He got a tattoo to celebrate the Dodgers championship. Any of you guys also get Dodgers tattoos to celebrate? Let me know down below in the comment section. But let's go. I got noticed by Doug. What up, Strike Z? We got, I'm going to try to hit the comments nonstop this year. So we're going to break a lot of stuff down, too, in just a second. I want to know some things from you guys. I want to know who's going to be your 2021 Dodgers MVP. So first, let's start with that. Who will be your Dodgers MVP this season? I'll give you mine in a second, but drop yours down below in the comments section. We got World Series should be LA versus Anaheim from Emmanuel over on YouTube. We got Ramix over on Periscope. Hello from Guatemala, back-to-back year. Guys, it's Dodgers Nation. No, it's Dodgers Nations. My man Ramix over from Guatemala. Love it. Back-to-back baby from LA's the name. I like that name over there. Eric Ayala. What up, D-Mac from the 661? What's up, Eric Ayala? Welcome to the show. Kim Jong-Trump, Dustin May is a Padres killer. Yes, absolutely. You saw the absolute sorcery last year against Dustin May. I mean, Dustin May is absolutely filthy. This guy, his talent is otherworldly, and if he can just harness it and he can just be consistent and be competitive on every single pitch, this guy could be a potential frontline starter. He's still so young, but you see the way he has the command on that two-seamer, and really it's the way he's refined his breaking stuff and used that four-seamer because now he's challenging hitters. You see him giving some elevated fastballs now, and I think Dustin May really has the makings of being a frontline starter and a superstar. He's got it all, man. He's got the demeanor. I saw there was a different presence to me about Dustin May, knowing he was going to be that fifth starter in a full 162 games. I think we're still going to see some starts from Gonsolin and David Price, maybe even Jimmy Nelson as the year moves along. But this is a big opportunity for D-Mania. I think Code Red is going to make the most of it. We got DJ Jesse. What's up, D-Mac from the 909 San Bernardino? What up, DJ Jesse? We got Andy watching from Davis. What's up, fam? What up, Andy? We got John Davis from Monterrey, Mexico. What's up, John Davis? Day was nasty tonight, and so was White. Yeah, Alfonso, that's a great point. We'd be remiss if we did not bring up Mitchell White, because Mitchell White, he looked really good today, too. He was out there, got some nice strikeouts, and he's a guy that you really want to keep your eye on as well. Kind of had a late start, was nursing an injury early on this spring, but I think Mitchell White is another guy that has a bright future with the Dodgers. And you're right, he definitely had a really nice night for LA. But here we go, back in the comments section. We got Can't Wait, Dodgers fan for life, Michael Chaves. We got Jags, it's a new year, and it's time to get a trophy at Dodger Stadium. Big yes to that one. Totally agree. Dustin May should be in the rotation. He's a Padres killer. Eric Olvera, Bruins. Mary Connor watching from Visalia, California. What's up, Mary? Welcome to the show. Ray Bar Simeon, Dodgers rotation can bring the heat and blow the opposition here away. If you can't catch up to it, you can't hit it. We're going all the way. I'm so stoked. I can't wait. Ray Bar Simeon. Hey, I think you speak for all of us Dodger fans. We just want to get this season started, and we want to show all those fans out there, people that are trying to question the legitimacy of the Dodgers 2020 World Series. Hey, fine. You can question that legitimacy because we're going to go back-to-back. We're going to be the first National League team to do it, it in 43 years and the first team in all of Major League Baseball to accomplish that feat since the 2000 Yankees. So if you watched the show last year, I was saying, look, I hope we win it, and I hope people question the legitimacy of it because this team's going to be even more motivated. You heard Mookie Betts today said this team is just as hungry to go out and defend that title as they were last year, not having won a title in 32 years. So I think that this team's hungry. This team wants to build a dynasty. And when it comes to talent, top to bottom, this team is absolutely stacked. So we got I'm from California from Oscar. We got Lauren Hay from Hated Territory. I like that. Laura, I don't even need to know where you're from because you already know you're probably from San Diego because that's a no. You're from the Bay Area, but the Dodgers rivals are growing by the day. But welcome to the show. We got my man, the Dodger man, #RealFRG. Mash that hard button. Yeah, guys, definitely mash that hard button. If you're watching on Twitter, be sure to retweet the show. If you're on Facebook, be sure to share the show too. Also, be sure to check out the Blue Heaven podcast, the flagship show here at Dodgers Nation, hosted by the senior editors here at DN, Brooks Smith and Clint Pasillas. So every Monday, you're going to see the Blue Heaven podcast. I know you guys are big fans of that show. But we got, why am I not more excited about McKinstry? I can't even spell his name. That's from Andy. We got Laura, back-to-back, baby. Tim Rogers, I see White as a reliever. I do, too. I think that Mitchell White, he has the makings of being a very quality, a really quality reliever. Then give you some extended relief. A guy then go out there, give you multiple innings, and you saw today tonight. He already looks like a different pitcher. Looks so confident out there on the mound, and not a lot of action this spring training, but I think Mitchell White is a guy that's definitely going to have a future in this Dodgers bullpen. You're going to see him out there competing, even hopefully towards the middle of this season. We'll see how this season pans out. You saw today the Dodgers announced they're going with Scott Alexander as opposed to instead of Dennis Santana. So we'll see what the future holds with him. I think he's going to be an asset to this Dodger team. Like what I saw tonight, that fastball was throwing at by hitters with challenging hitters. And, you love what you saw from Mitchell White. But let me know down below in the comments, who is going to be – you're asking about Zach McKinstry. Why aren't you more excited about Zach McKinstry? Well, you tell me because I think Zach McKinstry – there's a lot of pressure on him heading into the season because, look, you saw the departure of Kike Hernandez, who's having a solid spring for the Boston Red Sox, and the Dodgers still have Chris Taylor, but they need to replace that role for that super utility guy, and Zach McKinstry has looked the part. And the thing about him is I think you're not going to see the big droughts. I don't think you're going to see the massive slumps that you saw with Kike Hernandez once Zach McKinstry gets going. Look, he made his Major League debut last year against the Colorado Rockies, and this year, this spring, Zach McKinstry, he ends up slashing .279, .311, .372, had an OPS of .683. But Zach McKinstry, I think, is going to go up there, and you're going to get those quality at-bats, and you get the defensive versatility. You even saw the Dodgers playing him at center this year, and with Cody Bellinger coming back from that shoulder surgery, I think you're going to see sometimes you're going to have some he's going to be playing in center field, and you'll see him at third, you're going to see him at second. So I think really what the first thing you got to look at is his defensive versatility, and his offense is going to come. Now, he is a lefty. You might have preferred a righty in that role, but I think Zach McKinstry is going to win over a lot of Dodger fans this year, and you're going to see just quality at-bats from Zach McKinstry. His bat-to-ball skills, very quality, so I think you're going to love him as the season progresses, and he gets more opportunities with the Dodgers. But here we go. Gavin Lux better do more this season from Michael. We got Hoden. Do you believe in getting hot too early, a.k.a. Corey? That's a great question because – look, it's a long season, so even if you're going to have some drop-offs, you're going to have the ebbs and flows of a season, and to me, it's you want to stay hot, and you want to ride those hot streaks, and you want to limit those cold streaks. So every player is inevitably going to run into some cold streaks, but I don't think so. I think with this team, you saw they look regular season ready today. You saw 4 home runs in each game against the Angels in this freeway series, and you're seeing the Dodgers start to really hit for power. Last night, you saw Max Muncy. Tonight, Mookie Betts hits his first home runs of the spring and his first opposite field home run in 2 years. I don't think he hit one last year. So I think you're going to see this Dodger team, look, it's a good thing to get hot and start the season at Coors Field. So that'll benefit the Dodgers to get that offense going. But do I believe in being hot too early? I think eventually a player is what he is, and he's going to have hot streaks and cold streaks. Last season, it was a 60-game season. So you saw players like Cody Bellinger, like Max Muncy, players that really had down years but didn't have the opportunity to play a full season. You're playing 33% of the season, something like that. But to me, I think that I don't believe that, especially with this team. I think that this team is going to – I don't think you're going to have very many big-time slumps this year for a lot of the players. But we got Roach. Yeah, give me your hot takes, guys. We got .com. Mookie is getting hot at the right time. That's from Deborah Young over on YouTube. Michael Chavez, I apologize. I miss Jock. Yeah, give Jock Peterson some credit. He's definitely doing everything in his power to become an everyday player with the Chicago Cubs, but I do think the Dodgers won't miss him too much. Look, Jock Pop in October is something, but there really was no spot for him on this team when you look at the way this roster is constructed, but I wish him nothing but the best. I'm going to root for Jock Peterson and Kike Hernandez. Once a Dodger, always a Dodger, but Gavin Lux better do more this season. Look, I think Gavin Lux, when you think about it, you say this season, but really he was a September call-up in 2019. Last season, reported late to camp. Who knows why they never confirmed it. They never said it was officially COVID. And then he hits like 175 the entire season. Just couldn't get it going. But to me, I think Gavin Lux has had a really solid – he's had more than a solid spring. He's slashing 314, 340, 451. And with Gavin Lux, what you want to look at, strikeout numbers for Gavin Lux – you want some better strikeout numbers for Gavin Lux, 16 strikeouts to 2 walks. And what's what you need to look at with Gavin Lux is how many times is he going down swinging. Last year, he had a 27.5 K percentage. That was tops on the team. But I think Gavin Lux, what stood out tonight was defensively, because you heard all this talk about, he can only play second, he can't play short. People were questioning his defense, and tonight he made some really nice plays on the field at the shortstop position. So that's something to look at, too, all season long, because who knows what's going to happen with Corey Seager. If he doesn't come back to the Dodgers, will that be Gavin Lux's spot in the future? That's something you also want to consider, but I think Gavin Lux is doing just fine. Look, if last season was a full 162 games and he hit 175, it'd be a different conversation, but he really hasn't had the opportunity to play a full 162-game season yet, and until he does, I think that the jury's still out, and I think that Gavin Lux is primed to have a breakout season for the Dodgers. I think he's put in the work in the offseason and in spring training, and I think you're going to love what you see from Gavin Lux this season. But Mookie, we got hot take from Roach. This team will win a lot of baseball games. That's from Roach over there, going out on a limb. This team will win a lot of baseball games. I think you're absolutely correct. Last year, this team won 43 games. They were 43-17, had a 717 win percentage. This year, I think the Dodgers, by the way, give me your wins and loss predictions down below in the comment section. I want you to tell me how many wins you think the Dodgers will have this year. Let me know down below in the comment section. I think they go 105-57. I'm going 105-57 for the Dodgers this year. They win their 9th straight division title, and I think that that's going to be the number. Look, in 2019, they go 106-56. We saw what happened in the NLDS. I'm not looking for the Dodgers to go crazy and be the 2001 Seattle Mariners or the Cubs from way back in the day and get 116-plus wins, because you said it earlier, you don't want to peak too early in Major League Baseball. You want to play good, consistent baseball all season long, winning baseball, and then you want to peak in October, and that is what the Dodgers did last season. They rolled the Padres, they body slammed Diego in 3 games, and then with their backs against the wall, facing some serious adversity, came back against the Atlanta Braves, and then they got the job done against the Tampa Bay Rays. So I'm not really concerned about the Dodgers going for this all-time record like Bill Plaschke of the LA Times saying the Dodgers are going to be the best team in baseball history. Look, I'm just trying to win rings. To me, it's about October. It's about hoisting that piece of metal, a.k.a. the Commissioner's Trophy. But I want your takes down below in the comments. How many wins will the Dodgers have this season? Let me know down below in the comments section. Austin Meeker, give Rios third base. Yeah, Edwin Rios, he's been dealing with some little knick-knack injuries here and there this spring, but he's a guy who I definitely want to see get an extended look this year, whether it be third base, he can play first base, he can even go crazy and throw him out some corner outfield spots. But to me, I just want to see if you can bring that power, that home run per 10 a quarter at bats in the regular season on a consistent basis. And I think he's a guy that didn't have the best spring, but I think that Edwin Rios, when the lights are bright. He got a taste of postseason baseball. Look, he was the guy who was in there when Justin Turner went out in Game 6, the clincher. So he's a guy that's experienced the bright lights. He had the big home run against the Braves in the NLCS. So I think he's a guy, too, that I'm really intrigued by his potential. This spring, in 30 at-bats, he's 5 for 30, a double, no home runs, 2 RBIs, 8 strikeouts, 3 walks, hit 167 this spring, but really just didn't get into a great rhythm. Dealt with some little injuries here and there, nothing too serious, but it did keep him out. And I don't think that he's 100%, but I think that Edwin Rios is going to be just fine. I think you're going to see a lot of him this year. And excited to see Lux actually get at-bats and time to figure it out. Hoden, I agree with you 1,000% on that one. Gavin Lux is going to get an opportunity. They gave him the runway there at second base, and I don't think he's going to look back. I think that he's going to assume that role. Brooks Smith, he thinks he's going to be an all-star. Will he be an all-star? I hope so, but I just think that he's going to have a really good quality year, and I'm just excited to see him learn on the fly without the pressure of a shortened season or the pressure of being a September call-up. This guy is here to stay. Like Dave Roberts said a couple weeks ago, his prospect days are behind him. He's a legitimate big leaguer, and I think that he establishes himself as one of the best hitting second basemen in all of Major League Baseball. But Rios has looked bad this spring, training Brandon Martillo. We got no Jocktober for Jock this year. Cubs aren't making the playoffs. That's from Aaron Reese over on YouTube. Exactly. I don't think you'll see the Chicago Cubs in the playoffs this year. They were supposed to be a dynasty, but it's Chicago this year for the Cubs. I don't think they'll be making the playoffs. By the way, guys, be sure to head over to YouTube, youtube.com/DodgersNationTV, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button. And like I said, you don't want to miss a beat. This is going to be one of the biggest years for your Dodgers, and we're going to be covering it from start to finish over on the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. So be sure to subscribe. Also, get merched up, man. Some of the new Dodgers Nation shirts are straight fire. Go to gearup.la. Got my favorite one right there, the Joe Kelly one, which I'm rocking right now. The Bruised Dart Gratterall Blowing Manny Kisses. The LFG Mookie shirt. Oh, but wait, there's more. Is our newest one, I Love LA, got Belly in the Ball, the Dodgers one, It's Gonna Be May. So definitely be sure to get geared up over at gearup.la. But back into the comments section. By the way, who is going to be your MVP for the Dodgers this season? If you haven't let me know, drop that down below in the comment section. Last year I picked Mookie Betts to be my MVP and not only be the Dodgers MVP, but be the league MVP. I hope that's the case this year, but I think Corey Seager is getting – wow, what a way to go out on a limb, Doug. Go with Corey Seager. Look, I think that Corey Seager is going to be the Dodgers MVP, and I think he ends up hitting 42 home runs this year. Last year, 15 home runs in 58 games. He was on pace to hit, I believe it's 46 home runs last season. The most home runs he's ever hit in a season was 26, but to me – look, like Clint Pasilla said the other day, the doubles have turned into home runs, and you're seeing Corey Seager hit for power and on a consistent basis. That's why I call Corey Seager Corey Slugger now, and I think that in a platform season, I don't think it's even about that either. I don't think it's about Corey Seager having the incentive of knowing that he's in a contract year. I think the guy just has figured something out from a health perspective, how to stay on the field, and when he does that, he's one of the best players, not just one of the best shortstops, he's one of the best players in all of Major League Baseball. I think he ends up with 42 home runs this year. I think he hits like 298, something like that, with an OPS close to 1,000. But I think this is going to be a career year for Corey Seager. Something like we saw from Adrian Beltre before he left, where he hit 48 home runs. But instead, I don't think he leaves. I think Corey Seager stays with the Dodgers and he signs long term. I'm hoping for a pre-opening day extension like we saw with Mookie Betts. I don't think that's in the works, but a man can dream. But let me know down below in the comments. I want your MVPs for the season and your win totals. Be sure to drop those down below in the comment section. Ryan W. Seager is going to be expensive. Not my money. Pay the man. Ha ha ha. Exactly, man. They need to back up the Brinks truck. They need to, go like Freeman needs to go like the Disney movie and break out the blank check when it comes to Corey Seager. If he's hitting for power, if he stays healthy, and if you're the Dodgers, you're in a situation where Corey Seager is still just 26 years old. I know it sounds insane. It feels like he's been in the league forever, but he's still just 26 years old. And this is a guy who's proven to be one of that postseason run he went on was an all-time postseason run. He takes home NLCS and World Series MVP. Hits an insane. He's hitting for power. He was clutch. And I think that Corey Seager is in line for a big payday, and I hope it's with the Los Angeles Dodgers. But we got Ryan, 107 wins. Matty Man, 102. Ryan over 100. King Yellow Man. I'm going to screenshot this one. By the way, guys, we're going to do a show where we get all your best comments and we put them on a podcast called the Dodgers Dugout Podcast. I'm definitely going to throw this on there. King Yellow Man is predicting the Dodgers to win 120 games this season. That would be pretty crazy, man. That would be pretty crazy, King Yellow Man. But hey, you never know. It could happen. It could happen. I don't know. No, I mean, look, the Dodgers are going to be in a tough division. When it comes to the Padres, look, I think the Padres. We can talk all day about them, how they want it to be a rivalry, how they celebrate after winning a wild card series game. But that team is stacked. I think their bullpen really doesn't get talked about enough too. With Pomerantz and Pagan, a lot of nice arms in there, and then you see the infusion of talent with their starting rotation, and then you have Fernando Tatis Jr., who got that big bag after just 143 games, and they're just motivated and driven to take on the Dodgers. So I definitely think that look, 19 games with them. That's why I think the Dodgers will definitely get the best of them. But that's a lot of games against a quality opponent. But the good thing is the rest of the NL West is some are not even being competitive. The Giants always seem to play the Dodgers pretty tough. But yeah, that would be crazy. That would top the Seattle Mariners. Oh, I lost my comments. I'm gonna bring it back up. That would top the Seattle Mariners in 2001 with the 116 and the 1901 Cubs. So it would be great to see the Dodgers make history. But look, it does feel like when you have a record like that and it doesn't translate into postseason success. We saw a wild card team win it all in 2019. So I'm not overly concerned with it. But if we do start this season very strong and it looks like the 116-game record is within reach, hey, you got to go for history, and I'd be all for it. But here we go. True especially with the health of their starters from Lauren Quintana. Eric Ayala, I'm a big fan, bro. Thanks for the show. Keep grinding, brother. Hey, thanks, Eric Ayala, for rocking with us here on the Dodgers Nation post-game show. Lost my comments there for a second, but you guys are back in the mix. We got and then another thing I want to know from you guys, too, is how did Jansen and Price look in spring training? They will be cut loose. Will they be cut loose before the end of the season? That's from Delirium 9. Look, David Price has embraced any role the Dodgers have for him. And in this case, he's going to be a long man lefty out of that Dodgers bullpen. And in 2019, before he went down, he was posting career-high K percentages. He wasn't walking guys. Fortunately, he had that wrist injury that really derailed his year. But I do think that you're going to see from David Price a quality arm out of that Dodgers bullpen. And as far as his spring goes, David Price, look, opponents rating 320 against him, that ERA at 270. But for him, it's really just about getting back into the swing of things. Look, he opted out of last season. That was his decision. And for him, it's going to take some time to get really back into where he was. So I do like the fact that they're starting him off in the bullpen, and we'll see what happens with the starting rotation. But he's a guy that if he can be a guy that you can depend upon and pitch like he did in 2018, the postseason, when he went into that postseason having a history of struggling in the postseason, I think David Price is out to be a part of this team and just contribute any way he can. So to me, he's looked good at times this spring. It was nice to see him get a single. If you saw that, he took a nice little hit out until he poked one into left field the other day. So I think it was the first time he ever touched home plate. So welcome to the best league, David Price, the senior circuit, the National League. But he looked good. As far as he looked, he didn't look great. He didn't look like, vintage David Price. But I think when you consider the fact he took an entire year off after a year where he was dealing with injuries, I think he definitely looked okay when you consider all the circumstances regarding David Price. And I definitely think that he's a guy that's going to contribute for this team this season. But when it comes to Kenley Jansen, it's all about command. It's all about going to something other than his cutter, finding a way to miss bats with his four-seamer, find a way to incorporate that slider more. And when it comes to Kenley Jansen, you just look at, is he walking guys? Is he commanding the strike zone? Everyone focuses on the velo with Kenley Jansen, but really it's about him throwing strikes. This year, Kenley Jansen looked really good at times. He really did. He really some nice electricity in his fastball. In 7 1/3 innings pitched, opponents rating 192 against him, 13 strikeouts to 2 walks for Kenley Jansen. And look, it is probably going to be his last year as the Dodgers closer to start the season. Will he end the season as the Dodgers closer? I think that's a big if. If I was a betting man, I wouldn't put my money on it. I think, here's one of my bold predictions this year. I think that Corey Knebel ends up with more saves than Kenley Jansen in 2021. I think Corey Knebel, if he's healthy, he dealt with a little scare a couple days ago, but if Corey Knebel is healthy, I think that 2019, returning from that Tommy John surgery, you saw the life is back on his fastball. I think Corey Knebel ends up with more saves than Kenley Jansen. It's nothing against Kenley Jansen, too. I think Kenley Jansen is a Dodger legend. 312 career saves. At his peak, he was absolutely unhittable. I mean, 2015, 2017, Kenley Jansen was an absolute beast, but unfortunately, Father of Time is never late, especially when it comes to relievers, to pitchers. But I think that Kenley Jansen, I think he's got a good attitude. I think that I like what I've seen from him as far as that chip on his shoulder that he's brought into spring training. I hope he's wrong. Look, if Kenley Jansen can turn back the clock and just be a lockdown closer for the Dodgers, you're going to see that depth trickle down where they don't have to worry about, using guys like Blake Treinen or using guys like Brusdar Graterol or Corey Knebel. Those guys can dominate the middle to late innings there, and then you'll see some long innings from Tony Gonsolin and Jimmy Nelson or David Price. So the Dodgers bullpen is really interesting. I think that's the most fascinating group when it comes to this Dodger team because we know this lineup is stacked. We know the Dodgers rotation, who I'm calling the murderous rotation all season long with Buehler and Kershaw and May and Urias and Trevor Bauer, the addition of the reigning Cy Young Award winner. They're going to do work, but when it comes to Dodgers bullpen, you do have some question marks as far as guys who are former starting pitchers that are learning to assimilate to the bullpen, and then you want to see the growth from Brusdar Graterol. Victor Gonzalez was an absolute monster last season. Kept the ball on the ground, didn't walk very many guys. You saw him perform in the postseason, and then when it comes down to it, it really depends on how Kenley Jansen looks. So, but let me know down below in the comments who is going to be the best Dodgers pitcher out of the bullpen. I really want your take on this one, and also who will be the Dodgers Cy Young this year. I'll give you my pick in just a second here. But back into these comment sections. This is epic from Tyler 2 days. I am not worried about Jansen. If he sucks, we're pretty damn deep. Ryan W. Yeah, we're definitely deep. And look, I mean, they still got Dennis Santana, who didn't make the team. He was very close. Scott Alexander got the edge, which I'm not totally against. Look, the Dodgers, they're going to want to play some matchups. You're going into Coors Field with a guy who knows how to keep the ball on the ground, so that's definitely a plus too. So I'm not Alexander, like I said, you got Alexander the Great. I call him Alexander the Average, and there's nothing wrong with being average in Major League Baseball. It still means you're a miracle when it comes to other baseball players, but they're definitely a very righty-heavy bullpen, and I think the Dodgers really strongly considered that, even though Dennis Santana really handled lefties well in limited opportunities last season, but Alexander, lefties hit 56 against him last year, so I'm not against that, but we got what? Why do they use this ain't Dodgers related, but UCLA men, hey man, go Bruins, clap. Forwards up, Alfonso J. Soto. It seems as Jansen has a different pitching release this year, he doesn't have that pause in his delivery. Yeah, you definitely have seen that. It's a great point, Alfonso, over on Facebook. That definitely a great point that you see him trying to refine himself mechanically. And sometimes when that delivery is not completely repeatable, that's when he sometimes gets into trouble as far as throwing strikes. He's got that big step, that big reach towards the plate, and that's when he's at his best, he's hitting that, but you're not seeing that hitch as pronounced this year. We got Dan Serrano. Love it, man. Keep it coming. Hit that like, fellas. Dan Serrano hooking it up. $5 over on YouTube. That's what I'm talking about. I'm going to have to hit up Taco Bell with that money. Now I'm just playing, but thanks a lot. Much appreciated. Dan Serrano over on YouTube. My boys in blue are going to win the World Series. Amber Gaia. Yeah, why don't we ask that question? A simple question. Will the Dodgers win the 2021 World Series? Give me a yes or give me a no, and who will it be over? I think it's going to be a rematch of the 1959 World Series where the Dodgers won their first World Series in Los Angeles against the Chicago White Sox. I like the White Sox. I think they're deep. I like the addition of Hendricks. I like Abreu, a lot of great players over on the White Sox. Tim Anderson, I think La Russa, say what you want about the guy, but they want to win over there in Chicago. So Jerry Reinsdorf is very committed to getting a World Series before he retires as the owner. I don't think he'll ever retire, but he's getting up there in age. So I like the Dodgers over the White Sox in 6 games. I think the Dodgers take care of them like they did the Tampa Bay Rays in 2020. But give me your World Series picks down below in the comments section. Anthony Keane, yes, over the Yankees. Look, Rob Manfred would love that. So the New York Yankees, who have a really solid bullpen, their starting pitching, a lot of question marks with their starting pitching, but definitely you got Garrett Cole. A lot of guys, Armand will be back for them. So we had Doyers versus Yankees. I like that from King Yeoman. Doyers versus Yankees. The Astros, Jim Dream. By the way, here we know they're known as the Asterisks or the Trastros. But I see what you're saying. You can say Astros, but you throw the extra S in there if you know what I mean. But that's your pick, Jim the Dream, over on YouTube. Yes, the Y over the Yankees from Laura Quintana. Ryan W., we're going to late sign Russell Martin, and he'll be our closer for the postseason. Hey, man, Ryan, hey, look, man, we love Russell Martin, especially my boy Clint Pasillas. He's a big Russell Martin guy, and I would love to see that. I was hoping that they would add him last year, but look, the catcher spot is so strong with Austin Barnes' ability to just call a great game. Pitchers love to throw to him, and he's improved as a hitter. And then you have Will Smith, who homered tonight, just an absolute laser into left field. And I think that he's going to establish himself as the best hitting catcher in the game. Maybe not this year, but definitely in the next few seasons. I love Will Smith. Honestly, one of my favorite players on the team. We got Jonas. I'm pretty sure this roster is going to change for pitchers and position players a lot this season. It's a great point. I think you'll see, look, they went with 13-13 to start it off. Tom Gold, yes, beat the Yankees in 6. A lot of picks for the Pinstripes down below in the comments section. Deborah Young, Dodgers slay Yankees. I like that. Slay the Yankees, just like in 1963 when the GOAT, Sandy Koufax, just rocked the Pinstripes in 4 games. Jim the Dream, Dodgers retribution. I want Dodgers versus Astros. Dan, best Dodgers channel on YouTube. Hey, thanks. I really appreciate that, Dan Serrano. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, guys. YouTube.com/DodgersNationTV. We've got tons of giveaways on the channels, autographs. Sometimes we just straight up give away cash like we did for the entire month of February. And we're going to be covering your boys in blue all season long. If it's about your Los Angeles Dodgers, news, rumors, we will be covering it on the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. And then also, you'll be able to see our flagship show, the Blue Heaven Podcast, hosted by Clint Pasillas and Brooke Smith. Got hype videos. Got the press conferences. We got the first dibs on the Dodgers press conferences that we upload as soon as they post them. So definitely, you don't want to miss a beat. Head over to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. Brian, who do you think is going to be a trade deadline guy? As far as the Dodgers, look, we'll see how this bullpen pans out. Of course, if you watch this show for years, you know I'm a big fan of Amir Garrett. And I would love to see him on the Dodgers. He had a great year last season. I think, look, if you're going to upgrade one position, if all the starters pan out, which, look, I mean, it's a long season. It is a long season. That is what we have to remember. Last season, look, Clayton Kershaw, who actually had a terrible, his ERA was like over 9 in 2014, ends up going on to win the Cy Young and the MVP in the same season. So I'm not going to put too much stock into spring training ERAs. Like Trevor Bauer said a few days ago, they mean next to nothing. But we'll see how he does. We'll see if he stays healthy. We'll see if his back stays healthy and how he performs all season long. I think the Dodgers, the big reason why they signed Trevor Bauer is they realized they want a guy that can give you 175-plus innings no matter what, and he's going to be that guy. He's a guy that's proven to be a stalwart when it comes to health is concerned. So I think that when it comes to trade deadline guys, look, offensively, of course, they might be in the market for a righty bat. We'll get into some of those rumors when they come around. But at this point, this is a very complete roster, and there's not a lot of holes, if any, on this roster. You got an MVP at the top of your lineup. You got Kobe and Shaq you got Kobe and Shaq at the top of your lineup with Mookie and Corey Seager, the best 1-2 punch in the game, and then Justin Turner, who's looked very good this this spring training, signed that deal, $34 million at the age of 36. He understands that. Look, he said this spring training, he's like, you guys say that I'm not on the field very much. He's out there to prove that at age 36 that he's going to turn back the clock and have one of his best years yet. So I don't think that the Dodgers are going to be big buyers. We'll see if guys stay healthy. Look, I mean, 2018, you probably wouldn't have thought that they were going to need a shortstop or a third baseman or make a move for Manny Machado. So you let the year play out. You see which teams are sellers at the deadline. I think you're going to get a lot of teams like the Cincinnati Reds, who, you got Eugenio Suarez, you got Amir Garrett, who we were just talking about on that team. So and their owner is very competitive, but a few months into the season, we'll see what happens. And look, you see how well Kike is playing in Boston spring training. Jock Peterson, you saw how some of these Dodger prospects, Alex Verdugo, I think he's going to have a big year for the Dodgers. Teams around the league really trust the Dodgers farm system. They really trust the Dodgers prospects. So I think that there's a lot of incentive for other teams to deal with LA based on the track record of the prospects they produce. So we'll see how it plays out, but a little early to talk about that. But trust me, we'll be breaking that down all season long. Yoni, do you see Gratterall being the closer in the future? Yoni Rosenberg. I love that question because, I love me some bazooka. I'm a big fan of Brusdar Gratterall, as is Brooks Smith, as is Adam, my friend Adam over at Dodgers Nation as well. I think with him, it just comes down to health, of course. You had that doctor who thinks, he'll get injured in 2 years. I think so far so good. Mechanically, he just flings it, and it's 100+ on the gun. But to me, when it comes to him being closer, is his ability to miss bats. Now, one of the reasons why he doesn't miss bats as much is he throws strikes. And when you throw strikes, people put the bat on the ball. So he's great at doing that. He's great at inducing soft contact. But if he can find a way to continue to improve on that slider, to continue to improve his breaking stuff, I think this guy has all the makings of being an elite closer. Now, his reach, his stretch towards the home plate is not that intense. So that's another reason why you don't see him miss as many bats, but his stuff is great. He has, very on that two-seamer, a lot of natural downward movement on his two-seamer, so he's inducing soft contact, but you do want to see him increase that K percentage. He did do that we're talking, I think, 5 strikeouts per 9 in the regular season, but that number was over 27 against the Atlanta Braves in the NLCS. So I love it. I think he's got the demeanor. I think he's got the demeanor. I think he's got the presence on the mound, and most important thing is he's got the stuff. And I think that Brusdar Gratterall definitely has the makings of being the Dodgers' future closer, but I think there's a lot of guys that are in play for that role. I think Corey Knebel's a guy this year who I'm very high on, who I want to see get a lion's share of the save opportunities at some point in the season once he really gets back into the mix. And then also, look, I've said this before, I think Tony Gonsolin has the makings of being an elite closer. I mean, when you have that unique pitch, that split change pitch, he can get you 96 on the gun. I think Tony Gonsolin, for a guy that can just come out there, get 3 outs, throw strikes, I think that Tony Gonsolin has the makings of being an elite closer. If that's going to be his role in the bullpen, why not, man? Like I said, he should enter to Metallica's or Meowtalica's, enter Catman as he enters and comes out of that bullpen. I think it'd be fantastic. But Tina G, man, welcome to the show over on Facebook. So did Urias make the starting rotation. I missed it. Yes, Tina G, man, he will be the Dodgers' 4th starter, and I'm very high on Julio Urias. I think that Julio Urias makes the all-star team this year. I think it's a big year. He proved that since he's pretty much gone primarily to that curveball as his out pitch, this guy has been phenomenal. You saw what he did in the postseason. 13 1/3 scoreless innings coming out of the pen. Gave up that home run to Rosarena as a starter when he started the game, but this guy, I think, is going to build upon his excellent showing in the postseason in 2020. I think he'll have a big year, but yes, he did make the starting rotation for the Dodgers. Trevor must win 17+. If not, he's a bust from Darren Stern. I like that. So that's your benchmark, 17 wins. Look, a lot of that's predicated on other stuff. I'm going to be focusing on other stuff when it comes to evaluating his season. But look, I mean, it's interesting to make that benchmark because, wins just aren't what they are anymore. But I think he's going to have a fine year. Look, I don't see him having a 1.73 ERA or a 200+ ERA plus or a 36 100% K percentage like he did last season, but I think he's going to have a very solid year for the Los Angeles Dodgers. I think that no one's going to have Bauer's remorse when it comes to making that big signing, that $112 million deal. So we got John Ayala. Joe Kelly is our Rick Vaughn. Put his skull in the middle of glasses and change his walk-up song to Wild Thing from Major League. I love that. Look, man, I just hope Joe Kelly is back in town, is back on the Dodgers roster in time for when we play the Astros, because that could get very interesting. Skinny Turner for the win from Anthony King. I wouldn't want to be the Padres from Tom Gould. Yeah, imagine being the Padres. You have constructed this lineup where any other year you'd probably take your division. You'd probably get one of the higher seeds, home field advantage throughout the postseason, but instead you're in the same division as the mighty Dodgers. So he needs more swings and misses. Ryan W. 562 here in the house from Sermon King. Joe Kelly is a stud. Adam D-Mac versus Padres kid, D-Mac versus Padres kid in the World Series. I love it. Yeah, man, that kid, he hit me up on the IG, man. He's all fun and games, man. I'm not even mad at that kid. But I want to see Adam with the diss track back, because I know Adam has bars. So, Adam, I want you to represent Dodgers Nation and hit him up. I know you got bars, Adam. I know it. This is great from Caleb McLean. What up, Caleb? Tony Gonsolin, would you be a good question from Delirium 9. Tony Gonsolin would be an ace on many teams, and he's in our bullpen. Yeah, I mean, I think that he would be a top 3 starter. There's no question about it on most teams in Major League Baseball. For the Dodgers, he's in that bullpen, and you make a great point. Just the quality of depth that the Dodgers have, it's ridiculous. I call it an embarrassment of pitches. With Tony Gonsolin, you throw him in there. He's a guy who would, no question, be a player that you would have as a starter. Now, that's something I was thinking about too. Delirium is what Andrew Friedman did for Ross Stripling, and he sent him to the Toronto Blue Jays. Why? Because he said he deserved to be a starter. You wonder if down the road Andrew Friedman will give that same courtesy to Tony Gonsolin. So maybe Tony Gonsolin's performs well out of the bullpen and says, hey, this is my role, this is what I'm good at. But last season, look, he wins Baseball America's Rookie of the Year last season. So he's a guy that he's got to be saying to himself, I'm a guy that deserves to start. I mean, last season he ends up posting a 183 ERA plus, a 2.29 FIP for Tony Smokes, 46 strikeouts, just 7 walks through 46 and 2/3 innings pitched. So pitched very well. Now in the postseason was a different story, but in his defense, look, you go 17 days without making an appearance. I didn't love the way the Dodgers used him late in 2020. Didn't really set him up for success in the postseason as far as the way he was built up. But bottom line, he's got to throw strikes, and he can't walk hitters. Gave up that home run to Rosarena. Really gave up a lot. I think I gave, top of my head, I think 4 home runs total in the postseason after giving up just 2 in the regular season. So that was definitely something that was not characteristic. He finished 4th in the Rookie of the Year voting. So I think that you're absolutely right that he has the potential to be a frontline starter on most teams in Major League Baseball, but the luxury the Dodgers have is they can throw him into this bullpen and have him as an asset there. Tony G, my boyfriend, kinda. That's from Amber. Hey, if that's the case, can you ask Tony for me, Amber, if he'd be down to be a closer and if he would enter Catman? I want to see that. Look, I like closers with a gimmick. I think Tony Smokes could have that. But Kershaw, Bauer, Buehler, Urias, May, I like your starting rotation. We also have a strong bullpen, too. That is from Tina G-Man over on Facebook. Yeah, you're right on the money right there. That is going to be... Looks like it's going to be the opening. That's the opening day rotation. You got Bauer going in Game 2. You got Buehler going in Game 3. Urias in Game 4. I think the Dodgers... I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Let's start the season with a sweep. What do you say about that? Let's just do it like that. Make a shirt of the Catman, Alfonso J. Soto. I know some people here at Dodgers Nation, and I think I might have to talk to him about a little Catman shirt. I think you might be onto something. If it happens, I'll hit you up. Might even give you 5% off a shirt, maybe even 30% off. You never know. But I'll keep you in the loop with the Tony Smokes hat. Lost Canyon Productions, are you going to do post-game shows after all Dodger games this upcoming season? I think we're going to do all 162. Last year we did 3 shows a week, once every series, so we're still working that out. But on days that we're not doing the post-game show, you can go to the YouTube channel, and I'll be doing stuff about the games played. So be sure to follow us on the YouTube channel. But don't worry, we'll be going live. And also, you got Clint Pasillas and Brooke Smith with their live shows too. So we got you covered all season long here at Dodgers Nation. Dominated from North Dallas 40. This is live. Jay Santos. It is very live. That's proof right there. John Ayala, do we really need a closer when our offense is explosive? Look, I mean, I think that is a misconception. You know, most games are really decided offensively earlier than the bottom of the ninth inning or the top of the ninth inning, wherever you are. And look, this Dodgers offense, they were absolutely ridiculous last season. One of the best offenses in Major League Baseball, averaged over 5 runs a game, led Major League Baseball in so many different categories. So, I mean, yes and no. I mean, I think that you definitely want to have a guy that comes out there and that you can trust. But look, I think the Dodgers, we'll see how it plays out. I think that if Kenley Jansen falters early on, I think you'll see them not just go to one guy to get the final 3 outs because they don't want the pressure of saying, oh, this is the new closer of the Los Angeles Dodgers. The torch has been passed. I don't think that's how it will be. I think that you'll see them play the matchups more. I think you'll see Kenley Jansen get opportunities, but I think it will be clear at some point during the season that it's not just Kenley or bust. Let's give him the ball no matter the circumstances, no matter the situation late in games. So I think that most likely that's the case. But you're right. The Dodgers, such an explosive. I mean, look, you're talking about a team, 118 home runs in 60 games last year. That is, close to 2 home runs per game. And they're a team that's very explosive. An 821 OPS for the Dodgers last season. That was second behind the Braves last season. And I think this year they have the potential to be even better, because I don't think that Cody Bellinger and Max Muncy are going to have a down season for a full 162. Cody Bellinger hit a home run tonight. I think Cody Bellinger is a guy that wants to reestablish himself as one of the best players in the game after having a down year last year. And then Max Muncy, every time he's had a full season for the Dodgers, 2018 and 2019, 35 home runs in 2018, 35 home runs in 2019. I'm pretty sure he had 12 dingers last season. So he's a guy who, even when he's having a down year, is still hitting for power, and he's also taking a lot of walks. One of the best approaches as far as strike zone awareness on the team. So go Blue. I'm so happy for Urias. He's earned it. So we're going to get another ring for Tommy Ryan W. Yes, that's a great point, my man. We got exactly, win for Tommy, win for Lasorda. The road to repeat with the number 2 in the middle of it. That's going to be the hashtag to keep an eye on. But I'll let my homie Eddie announce that. Rudy Carlos, sub D-Mac. What up, Rudy? Bullpen is weakest, but our long relievers will prove to be key after a shortened season. That is a fantastic point from King Yellowman. No question about it. Let me see what we're at as far as time goes. 51 minutes, guys. Couple more takes on here, but we're going to be back right after the game. I'm going to jump on right as soon as the game ends, and we're going to break it down all season long. But he's my starter. But let me get some of your final hot takes. You got some crazy hot takes. Throw them in here at the end, and so we can get those in here. And also be on the lookout for the podcast probably tomorrow early, and you can hear the extended version, and we'll throw some other stuff in there. But we need some cat power. Tony from Owl over on YouTube. 20 wins in a row at some point. Emmanuel Gomez. Yeah, I'm going to do some bold predictions too. I like that, though, Emmanuel. 20 wins. That would be pretty awesome, man. That 20 wins for the Dodgers, man. What was I going to miss you guys? That'd be crazy, man. That's almost a full that would be a full month right there. I mean, that'd be great. I mean, that would but at that point we just got to get one more, though. You want to get one more so we could break the the 2002 Oakland A's record when they had 20 games too, and they ended up, I forgot how many wins they had that season. But thoughts on Beaty mashing it in Colorado, Sermon King? Yeah, I'm very high on Matt Beaty this season. I think that last year just wasn't the year for him from an opportunity standpoint, but they've said that they'll expect him to go back to 2019 Matt Beaty, where he can go out there, he can pinch it, but he can stay in the game defensively. You saw they developed him in the outfield this season. I think that's going to be big. I think Matt Beaty, look, when this guy's getting hard contact, he just smokes the baseball. So I love Matt Beaty. I think it's going to be a big, big year for Beaty as far as them giving him opportunities, and I think you're going to see the Hitman get a lot of hits for your boys in blue in 2021. 2016 Indians already broke the record. Yeah, that's true. They broke yeah, that's right. They did, didn't they? There was, I forgot that the 2016 Indians was, someone get on that one. Forgot that one. But yeah, back to the comments section. We got Wait, 26. No, they didn't, did they? No, I don't think so. They did. They didn't. Did they win 20 games? Man. No, you know what? I think they won. Yeah, they did break it. I forgot. Yeah, they did break. I forgot how many they ended up with. But it was like, yeah, they lost. They I think it was 22 or 23. Pretty sure it was 2016 Indians. Now that my bad, I'm a Bruin. I was into college basketball mode. I'm back into full baseball mode right now. But yeah, Buehler to win Cy Young this year. Dye Roten 1900. I think that with Walker Buehler, I think one thing you're going to see this year is a stronger start. I think that they have his innings up. I think he's stressed out and built up and ready to go. And I don't think you're going to see him work his way into the season like we saw in 2019, like we saw in 2020. I think Walker Buehler is going to be ready to go out of the gates. Will he win a Cy Young? I think he'll be at least top 5. I think that he's got some of those escalators in his contract. I think you're going to want to see him, get 25, 30 starts this year. And if that's the case, I think he'll definitely be in the mix. He's on a team that is going to help him from a run standpoint, and he'll be in a big position to win that. And look, he knows that the Dodgers signed Trevor Bauer. He knows they signed the reigning Cy Young Award winner, and he wants to prove that, hey, is also a Cy Young quality pitcher himself. And I think that this is going to be a big year. I mean, I'm hoping to get that no-hitter out of the way at least. I mean, will he win the Cy Young? We'll see. I mean, Jacob deGrom, he's a beast. I mean, you don't want to mess with Jacob deGrom if he's healthy and going the full Monty of games. He's tough, but I definitely think that he's going to make a run at it. And I think that Walker Buehler this year, I think the blisters behind him. I think you're going to see him have a big year. I think this is the year where he really matures on the mound as far as being ready to roll the entire season. I don't think you're going to see those lapses in Walker Buehler this year. Definitely want to see him keep the ball in the park, get some more outs on the ground. But as far as his maturity as a pitcher and using that pitch mix and not finding ways to strike guys out with that knuckle curve this year, I think is going to be big. I think he's going to impress you with his breaking stuff this year. But, yep, guys, couple more takes here. We got Deborah Young. We got Indians broke it in 2017. Here we go. We got hot take Walker Buehler, Cy Young. We got do you think Taylor is going to get a bit hosed on playing time with Lux, looking to be an everyday player, Ryan W. I think that you'll see a lot of Chris Taylor in left. I really do. I think that you'll see a lot of him. We'll see how A.J. Pollock fares this season, but I think that, look, Chris Taylor is perfect in his role. You'll see him give guys an occasional day off. I could see him even playing third for Justin Turner at times this year. I think you'll see him playing in left. I think you'll see him at second along with Zach McKinstry. But as far as him getting hosed on playing time, he's looked really good this spring. He's hitting the ball really hard. He's seeing it really well. I think that he's a guy who embraces his role with this team, and I think he'll be fine with it. Hello, we got one. Yeah, did you guys check it? I think it was 22, right? The Indians. You guys verify that? I got my tickets for opening day. It took me a while, but I love your show. Keep the good work, or I got back to watch Needlepoint. I like it. Deb, yes, I agree. But, yep, guys, that is going to do it for tonight's episode. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMAC_LA. That's at DMAC_LA. Also, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm telling you, we cover all things about your boys in blue. Anytime a news story hits, anytime a rumor breaks, we usually put up a video pretty much immediately. So be sure to subscribe to that YouTube channel over at youtube.com/DodgersNationTV. Now, at the end of the show, I like to get your biggest hot take. So be sure to drop that down below in the comment section. We got Lost at 777. Hot take, Bellinger, Betts, and Seager will all compete for MVP. Lost at 777. That is what I'm talking about. Because if that's the case, look, man, we're going to be in a great spot. If all of them are in contention to win NL MVP, I would love that. Agree. All three are amazing. Looking forward to next time, DMAC. Thanks a lot, Anthony. Thanks, Lost Canyon Productions over on YouTube. But thanks again, guys, for rocking with us here on the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. We will be live right after opening day against the Colorado Rockies. So be sure to rock with us again after the Dodgers beat the Rockies on opening day. I think they'll be doing a pregame show, so watch that too with Clint and Brooke Smith. But thanks again, guys, here on the Dodgers Nation postgame show. Head over to gearup.la for all latest Dodgers Nation merch. For all latest Dodgers news, head over to DodgersNation.com. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
It's time for Dodger Baseball.
What a catch by is what an ace looks like.
And tagged out is Riley, a double play.